This is Ayvaunn Penn with Blackened Making It, Black Artists Making It Happen. I am here in the heart of New York City, Times Square at Manhattan Theater Club, interviewing the cast and director of August Wilson's Jitney. This piece is making history by being the 10th play of the legendary playwright August Wilson, making it to Broadway.
August Wilson is easily one of the most important playwrights in the English language. He is often called sort of the Bard of Pittsburgh and likened to Shakespeare. No one has chronicled the history, the specific cultural history of black men and black people in the way he has captured it. And showing us in a light that all about diversity of experience, diversity of opinion and everything. It's unprecedented. No one else is doing it. So it's absolutely necessary and vital to our culture, to culture, period.
What he said.
Absolutely.
I never thought I'd find myself in this situation, even being an actor, let alone being on Broadway with an August Wilson play. So it's all gravy at this point.
Man, now I want to hear your story.
I'll tell you quick and short. I was a corporate executive. I sold computers to banks. I went on a date to go see an August Wilson show. My date never showed up. So it was just me, and I watched this show. It was Joe Turner's Come and Gone. And while I was watching it, I was incredibly moved, and I knew at that point in time that I wanted to be an actor from watching that show. So if it wasn't for August Wilson, I wouldn't even be here in front of you talking. I wouldn't be an actor. So I owe a lot to August Wilson, his plays, and the care and joy and humanity that he gave his characters that I get a chance to manifest in film. I play the character of Jim Becker, who runs the Jitney station, and he's a father, and he has a son by the name of Booster that Brandon Dearden plays. And his son went away to prison, and he's been in prison for 20 years. And from the day that his son went to prison to the time that his son comes back into the Jitney location 20 years later, the father and son have not spoken at all. So what really I related to was this father-son relationship. The love that's lost, the love that's still there, and the love that's trying to begin again, if it can happen. So there was something quite moving about that father and son story of love and loss. I think that audience members some will have seen some of the plays, some will have seen all of the plays, and now they get a chance to see this last play, make it to Broadway. I mean, that's one way. They'll just be enriched from seeing the totality of August Wilson's work. But I think another way is just to witness the poetry and the humanity and the totality of telling the story of the African American's journey in the 20th century in the United States of America. I mean, that's walking history, you know what I mean? That's history that is alive and well. And I think it's something that they can take away from that. And thank God we had someone like August Wilson to put that down on pen and paper, and hopefully actors like myself and all the other people in the room to bring that to life. So I think there's something about the humanity, the grace. I always felt like there's something about nobility that August Wilson inherently gave his characters that I benefit from, being an African American and an African American actor. And I hope all the African Americans that are out there come to see this show to benefit from what August Wilson was trying to give us all.
And on that note, this is my last question.
Yeah.
Blackened Making It is all about getting more African Americans passionate about theater. So what would you say to those who feel that theater isn't for them, or they have that perception?
I could understand why someone would say that theater isn't for them, but the reality is August Wilson wrote these plays for that person who says there isn't theater out there for me. These characters are the characters that are in their communities. These characters are the characters of their fathers, their mothers, their sons, their daughters. He is really ripping a page from our own lives. So this theater, more importantly than any other theater, is for the African American audience.
Hey, do you have any
It's like the Bible that is for Christians. August Wilson for African Americans to come see themselves reflected back to themselves. As I said before, with all that nobility, grace, and dignity, and how we processed ourselves through the struggle. I mean, this is our history. He gave us a living history book, and so it is important for African Americans to come to this.